Okay, so we've been talking about how to write linear equations, and today we're going to talk about writing linear equations when we're given a real-world situation. Okay, so you're already familiar with slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, and if you recall, when we were graphing equations of lines that look like this, y equals mx plus b, we always started with our y-intercept. So this is really your starting spot, okay, your y-intercept. It's your y-intercept, but it's your starting spot. Okay, for the slope, this is your rate of change. And when you're thinking about this, you really want to look for kind of a key word that gives it away, and that's the word per. The thing before that is your slope, and whatever's after that represents your x, okay? So you really want to identify that word per. Okay, so let's try this. Number one, it says Emilio bought a new truck for $42,935. According to the dealer, the truck's value will decrease by approximately $4,200 per year. Define x and y, write an equation to represent the situation, and then find out when will Emilio's truck be worth $5,135. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is define our variables, okay? X and y. All right, so now I said to figure out what x is, you can find the word per. So right here, I see that, okay? The thing after that will be your x value. This is x. The thing before that will be your slope. This is m right here, okay? So what I want to write is I'm thinking about what is x? This is number of years. Okay. So now, what else are we talking about? Y is the only other thing that we're really talking about here, and this is the truck's value in money or in dollars. Okay, so let's write an equation. Now remember, B is your starting spot. M we've already identified by finding that word per. And so I should be able to write my equation. Y equals M is 4,200, X, and then my starting spot, the truck was worth $42,935 when we started. Now, it's easy to miss, but notice here you got to read carefully because it says the truck's value was decreasing. So this should be negative here. We're decreasing by $4,200 every year. And our starting amount was $42,935. Okay, so we're going to use that equation to write or figure out what's happening and when his truck will be worth $5,135. Okay, so really what you want to do is say, where does this go? Okay, this $5,135. Is this the truck's value? Is it going to go here? Or is it the number of years? Okay, well, it says when will the truck be worth $5,135? That's the truck's value, so that's y. So really what we're going to do is end up plugging in here for y and then solving. So let's do that. So I'm going to write 5,135 equals, let's see, negative 4,200x plus 42,935. Okay, so now I want to solve for x. Okay, we want to find how long that's going to be. It says when will this be worth $5,135. So step one is I need to get rid of this. In order to do that, I have to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract 42,935. If I do that on one side, I have to do that on the other side of the equation as well. So minus $42,935. Okay, and then you're going to type this into your calculator right here, right? 5,135 minus 42,935. If you type that into your calculator, you should get negative 37,800. Okay, this cancels out. That's what we wanted. Okay, so now I want to take this and copy it, I think. Okay, well, we'll go here and solve. All right, so I'm gonna, in order to solve this, this is negative 4,200 times x. So that means I have to do the opposite and divide. I'm gonna do that on both sides. Okay, so now I'm gonna type this in, divide it by negative 4,200. And we get 9. If you type this into your calculator, you get 9. This is 1x, or just x. All right, so now it's a word problem, so you want to write this out in words. What does this mean? X equals 9. Well, x is years. So when will Emilio's truck be worth $5,135? After 9 years. Make sure you write it out in words because it is a word problem. Okay. So that's one example that you might see. There's another problem here on number 2. I'm going to skip that one and go down to number 3 here and look at that. All right. So while visiting Duluth, Peng decides to go kayaking. The rangers charge $8.50 per hour in addition to a $25 deposit to rent the kayak. Define x and y, write an equation, and then how much did Peng pay if he rented the kayak for 3 hours? Okay, so let's define our x and our y. Remember, I want to look back through this, and I'm looking for the word per. I see it right here. The thing in front of that is m. The thing after that represents my x. Okay, so this is number of hours. Okay, now what's the other thing they're talking about? The rest of this is about money or cost. So this is cost. Okay. And we're going to write an equation to solve this. All right, so y equals, we know m is 850, x. And then the deposit is our initial starting amount, so that's b. So plus 25. Okay, part C, so that's done. How much did Peng pay if he rented the kayak for 3 hours? So now you have to determine 3 hours, is that x or y? So if I look back here, I can see that number of hours is x. So what that means is I'm going to take and plug in right here for x this time. I'm going to put a 3 there. Okay, so now this is a little easier. You can just take this and type it into your calculator. You don't have to do much solving. You can just, because all the stuff on the right is all numbers. Okay, so 850 times 3 plus 25. So I'm going to go to my calculator. 850 times 3 plus 25. You can just type it in exactly as you wrote it, and you get 1550, or 50.5, excuse me. So we're going to write 50.5. Now this is money, so I want to add actually another 0 on that because it'd be $50.50. So how much did Peng pay? He paid $50.50 for the kayaks. And I want to make sure I circle that. Okay, so this is actually maybe a little bit easier. You just have to know what to look for. All right, hope that makes sense. See ya.